And everybody have his out there, and I hope it's everybody's doing well. I nearly tongue twist there. But yeah, I just want to talk about the government's insane policy now. Well, I don't know what you call a policy, to be honest. I wouldn't call it law. Because again, not allowing people into your homes, again, unless it's extremely necessary, somebody's sick, somebody's dying, extremely, in them cases, or somebody's living alone. But I can't tell you. I really can't tell you. And I don't think the government ministers think about the wider picture, the wider impact. It's one thing fighting one thing, right? But there's always something else you have to fight too. And depression and suicide, people living alone, people no, not living alone, but mental health issues. It will affect loads of people. It will affect loads of people. Because what's the harm in having one person go to your house? And again, the government really have no. In my opinion, again, maybe the constitution has. I'm not really too sure, but again, they might put something in. But there really couldn't be. They shouldn't be allowed. No, the guards or the state to say, "Oh, Timmy and Johnny can't come into your house." Because again, they don't pay. The state doesn't pay. For your house. In other words. It'd be different if it was a public building or something like that. That's understandable. Then the state has a role to play in that. But somebody who pays their tax, pays the property tax, pays everything they can to the government, every bit of tax to the government. They're entitled to decide who comes into the house and who doesn't. Without the guard saying, "Oh, you have to." The government, me Hole and Leo and the rest of them saying, "Oh, you have to this, that, again, it's a bit authoritarian if you ask me. Again, some people might say it's for the greater good. That's fair enough. I understand that, but at the same time, you have to think about the wider picture too. You can't just not have people. Again, you have to have visitors. You have to have people to talk to. Again, humans have to talk, interact with each other. It's a bit upsetting, isn't it? It's a bit upsetting even for especially younger people too. That's something I should have mentioned. Younger people having to meet, what and go over play a few games, maybe on their Xbox together. Go over and maybe watch a film together. Again, this is going to take effect on a lot of people. In other words, and I don't think they thought about that. I don't think me Whole thought about that. Because I don't think it's doing any good. At the same time, I don't know why they did that, and they have the schools and colleges open. It's a great country, isn't it? And if you schools around Cavan, I won't say too much about it because again, the HSE be whinging and quipping and crying to me if I said something about it. I know a lot more than them letting on about what's happening in Cavan and the schools in Cavan, but again, the HSE would crucify me if I said anything about it. But yeah, there's a few cases in the schools in Cavan. And what I mean by few, there's a good few, but I will say that. And they have the schools open, great country, isn't it? Great country. They don't have enough teachers, they don't have anything, it's a great country. And the schools are, the good class nearly is 35. It's a great country. It's really, really just a brilliant country you live in. You couldn't make this up. Before that they were talking about having the guards come into your house and say you're looking to see who's in your house. At least they didn't bring that in, but if they get away with it, they might. Because that'd be very draconian if you ask me, having the guards barging in and checking to see who's in your house and who's not supposed to be there. But again, it's up to the people. Like, say if you pay your tax, your hard-earned money, you pay even the social housing and anything like that, you pay your rent to the local authorities, you decide, it's your property, you decide who's allowed and who's not allowed in. That's as simple as that, to be honest. That's as simple as that. It's only fair, really. It's only fair that people be allowed to decide. Again, the government can say, to people, maybe, if you don't feel safe, having people in your house, then that's fair enough. But saying, full out ban, unless extremely emotional circumstances, I think that's a bit harsh. But again, people might say, you're not looking at the bigger picture. But I don't think having one person into your house is going to blow up the country, if that makes any sense. I think having the schools open will blow up the country. But yeah, that's just my opinion. Again, I'm not a scientist. I only have 4-stage training. I'm not too good with diseases or anything like that. But that's just my opinion. I think it's very draconian. I might just say straight.